Secret Service is acknowledging a huge security blunder tonight after news that a socialite couple trying out for a reality show managed to crash the White House affair. How did they get through the checkpoints? We begin tonight with Yunji Denise at the White House. Yunji.
Well, good evening, David. This is supposed to be the most secured home in the country, but tonight the Secret Service is acknowledging they made a big mistake. In this mix of political power and Hollywood glamour, Mikhail and Tareq Salahi seem to blend right in. Smiling with the Vice President, the White House Chief of Staff, even ABC's own Robin Roberts.
She was working that tent. Boy, was she working that tent.
But the couple was not supposed to be here. Their names not on the official White House guest list. The Secret Service says they've identified a checkpoint which did not follow proper procedures. But many guests had to pass through not one, but two checkpoints.
You first have to show ID to enter the gates of the White House. Then, before you could get into the White House, you again had to show ID, and they again went through a long list.
Guests entered at the Southeast Gate, where Secret Service matched IDs against the White House list, then another line and a second checkpoint with the same process. They then moved on through metal detectors as they entered the White House. Once inside, guests gave their name to a Marine,
Mr. and Mrs. Salahi,
who announced them to the press. In addition to the Secret Service, White House staffers are normally on hand to vouch for guests.
There are occasions where a name may inadvertently be left off a list, and the Secret Service will work with the staff to make sure that they're doing the right thing.
The Salahis are aspiring reality TV stars, hoping to land a spot on the upcoming show Real Housewives of D.C. They invited a Bravo network camera crew along to capture the night. Ultimately, this may be more of an embarrassment than a real threat, but the Salahis' stunt has exposed a weakness at the White House.
the real concern is if they would have had a different intent. Could they have possibly physically attacked somebody? Of course they could have.
It's not clear if the Salahis will be charged with any crime. The Secret Service is investigating the incident, trying to figure out how to deal both with the Salahis and their own staff. David.
Yunji, thank you. And among the charges that could be considered for the couple, trespassing or lying to federal officials to get into the White House. But it's clear tonight the bigger concern in Washington is this security breach itself. And so we turn to our senior justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, this evening. And Pierre, what struck us most in the newsroom today was this image with the vice president, the extraordinary access this couple had. You have to wonder what could have happened.
Amazing, David. This particular couple went through the magnetometers and apparently posed no security risk. But having said that, there are major security implications that are being reviewed. First, you had two uninvited people on the White House grounds. Officially, they were ghosts. No one knew they were there. If the couple hadn't posted pictures on the web, this may have never come to light. The whole point of the invitation list is to make sure that security officials have screened everyone to know exactly who's on the property. This is supposed to be, as Yunji said, one of the most secure places on the planet. The bottom line here, worst case scenario, there are weapons you might be able to get past the magnetometer, like a very sharp plastic knife. And of course, they had access to silverware once on the property. The access to the vice president was extraordinary. You couldn't be any closer to the inner circle.
Unsettling, in fact. I talked to Robin Roberts just before we went on the air tonight, and she said that the couple was really working the room. The woman telling her, "I watched Good Morning America." But Robin points out that she went through two checkpoints, had to show her ID, her photo, twice. Is it possible that this couple was able to get past two sections of security?
Well, I just got off the phone with a security official who said it's unclear whether that couple, in fact, went through that second checkpoint. I can tell you that issue is going to be looked at. A senior law enforcement official just told me that the Secret Service is going to do a very secure review to see exactly what went wrong. Their inspection division is involved. They do plan to talk to everybody who was a part of the process. And yes, they are going to talk to that couple.
All right. Pierre Thomas on the Party Crashers tonight. Pierre, thanks very much.